celebration of Juneteenth is an opportunity to be reminded that from the proclamation given by President Lincoln in 1863, the people in Texas did not discover that they were free until June 19, 1865. Can you believe it? 2.5 years. But when it finally came, nobody was sitting around saying, well, it took long enough. No, they were so happy to be free that they began to celebrate. They changed from their old work clothes and put on dress-up clothes. They went down to the big parks and celebrated, usually with ribs and ice cream and strawberries, and they listened to the story of the struggle, and they also listened to how happy they were and how they were ready now to embrace freedom. That's how it all started. This is now 150 years later. People are going to come and remember there's a long way between proclamation and realization. We're going to celebrate that, yes, we have come to freedom from slavery, but we still have a long way to go to be free from the remnants of slavery. It's a time not only for rededication, but empowerment for the unfinished business of freedom and justice. The reason why I think Juneteenth is so important this year is because, as you know, since last August, beginning at Ferguson, almost every month there has been some example of brutality against Black and Latino people, and the community is upset about it. There's a sensitivity to police community relations. What about having a situation where instead of protest, we celebrate what we have achieved, but also rededicate ourselves to the unfinished task of making sure that it is not only that slavery put the chains away, but chains in our minds that keep us treating each other with disrespect on account of differences of race and class. So celebration seems to be almost like something necessary. Everybody who is for justice and freedom today ought to go somewhere with people other than themselves and their own crowd and acknowledge that the issue of justice is an issue that concerns all of us, and that we will achieve it only as we work for it together. This is why I hope all over the United States we will seize Juneteenth. A June 19th celebration is not a time for finger pointing and accusations and condemnations. It's a time of celebration of our common commitment to justice and freedom. It's a time to reflect upon what happened then, and also to even remind ourselves, what side would we have been on had we been there? Would we have said, oh no, no freedom? Would we have sought to delay it? Or would we have been on the side of the abolitionists and others who are saying, no, freedom has come, let us celebrate it together? Every generation has to decide, are you going to protect your own interest even to the extent that you oppress others? Or are you willing to make whatever sacrifices necessary so that we can really be a democratic society together beyond consideration of race or of class or of orientation or religious persuasion? Let me tell you, they call it Juneteenth, but really what it means is short for June 19th. It's a Friday night, June 19th, 7 o'clock at the Riverside Church, 120th and Riverside Drive. And you come, starts at 7. Be prepared for it. It takes a little while to celebrate this thing. You're going to stay a while, but guess what? When it's all over, you can join with all of us downstairs in the assembly hall and have ice cream and strawberries and conversation with our neighbors who are going to be our partners in the continued struggle for justice.